Hello everyone and welcome to Motion Recaps. Today we will narrate a horror movie called Wrong Turn 3. Watch out for spoilers. The movie opens with a shot of a river surrounded by nature. A group of 4 friends are having fun while they raft through the untamed river. After they land on the shore, 2 guys, Brent and TREY, go into the woods to gather some firewood for a campfire. 2 girls, Sophie and Alex, are relaxing on the shore while waiting for the guys. Sophie takes off her bikini. As they relax, Brent comes. Alex is worried about Brent, and she goes into the woods to look for him. Brent and Sophie are really horny, and she sits on his lap while his hands are all around her. Out of nowhere, an arrow flies up, thrusting Sophie's breast and Brent's hand. His next arrow goes through Sophie's eye, popping it out. Alex sees that while she is hiding. 3 Fingers runs towards Sophie's dead body. TREY shows up carrying the firewood, but he is shocked by the grotesque imagery. 3 Toes fire an arrow into him, cutting his chest a little. TREY immediately starts running. As they get deeper into the woods, 3 Fingers is shooting arrows, but TREY manages to avoid them. 3 Fingers leaves his bow, and he takes a wooden spear. Everything ends for TREY when he falls to the ground, as he gets impaled through the mouth by the 3 Fingers. Brent is running for his life, but he runs through the string on the ground, and activates a trap that comes from the ground, and slips him into 3 parts. 3 Toes comes full of happiness, and he starts eating Brent's entrails. In a prison yard, a neo-Nazi gang leader Floyd has a conversation with Latino gang leader CHAVEZ about escape. In the changing rooms, we are introduced to the main character Nate, who is on his last workday. But his friend and co-worker Walter tells him that the warden Ledoux wants to see him because he wants Nate to be in charge of the transfer operation. Nate finds out from the warden that they will transfer prisoners tonight by the alternative route because they know that Floyd and CHAVEZ have an escape plan. They make a stop at the sheriff's office, and everyone leaves the truck to visit a restroom. We find out that the sheriff knows Nate, considering he lived here as a kid. The sheriff takes Nate's phone number because he is worried. On the bus, Walter is talking with Nate while driving. Walter wants to slow down so the truck can go around them, but Nate tells him that he needs to speed up because he thinks that they want to help prisoners to escape. Walter is trying to call help over the radio, and Nate's want to use his phone, but there is no signal. Walter drives over it, the barbed wire wraps around the wheel. Tire explodes and they lose control. The bus hurls down, and it rolls over on the road beneath. 3 Toes gets out of the truck, and he stands and observes the bus. The bus is full of smoke because it started burning. Nate manages to unlock the security door so the prisoners can get outside with him. CHAVEZ hits Nate with his head and disarms him. Out of nowhere, the other policeman shows up behind CHAVEZ holding a shotgun to his head. He brought hope to Nate, but that hope soon dies when a knife comes flying out of nowhere, hitting the policeman in the neck. CHAVEZ is now in charge, with a shotgun pointed at Nate. They move further from the bus to avoid getting caught in an explosion. Nate sees that as a perfect opportunity to get Walter out, and he manages to do that a few seconds before the bus blows up. Walter is badly wounded. CHAVEZ wants to keep Nate as a guide through the woods. Nate tells CHAVEZ that there is a watchtower and that he can lead him to it. Suddenly CHAVEZ hears something, and he fires into the woods when someone jumps on Nate. Everyone is confused, thinking that they got jumped by the person who stalked them. On their luck, it is Alex, the girl from the beginning of the movie. She tells them what happened, but CHAVEZ and other prisoners do not believe in her story about a cannibal. Only Nate has a look on his face that tells us that he maybe believes her. Floyd wants to use and kill the girl, but CHAVEZ is not allowing that. Instead, he tells her to guide them to the raft so they can escape. After some time, they stumble on an old truck that is flipped over in the woods. CHAVEZ sends Nate to get the keys so they can open the back of the truck. Nate manages to get out, and he finds keys and a gun. Everyone is shocked when they find the bags full of money inside. Floyd and Willie have a dispute over the money, and they start fighting each other. Nate uses that situation to his advantage. He gives Walter the gun because they won't check him out. Walter starts acting like he is in great pain. He turns his back to CHAVEZ to pull the gun out. He manages to do that, but due to his bad luck, the gun is empty. CHAVEZ realizes that, and he hits Walter with the shotgun. Chavez picks him up and shoves him into the truck. Walter is smiling into Chavez's face with blood all over his. Full of anger, Chavez takes his gun and shoots Walter. They continue to walk through the woods when Alex accidentally steps on the booby trap that Three Toes set up earlier. All of a sudden, Three Toes jumps out from the leaves. With Floyd's help, Chavez decapitates Three Toes, and they leave his head on a stake. Three Fingers find the head of Three Toes, and he is consumed by rage and despair. At the sheriff's station, Ally, and the sheriff decides to go into the woods. Ally got the call that informed her that someone saw the truck at the place where the kids had gone missing. She goes to check it up, while the sheriff has a bad feeling about the bus. Back in the woods, survivors find the keys of the chain hanging on the tree. Chavez reaches his hand to pick it up, but the keys suddenly go up, and Willie pulls his chain. Chavez falls to the ground, and Nate jumps him and tries to get his weapon. Fast as the wind, a scythe comes out of nowhere, slicing Willie's face and killing him on the spot. Chavez takes his knife and starts cutting Willie's leg beneath the kneecap because they are chained together. They manage to get near one shack where they find tools to remove the chains. While walking, Brendan comes up to Nate and tells him that he figured it out that Nate is leading them in circles in order to buy more time. After some walking, survivors stumble on the Three Fingers truck. Chavez and Floyd are telling Crawford to go and check it out because he is a truck stealer. He refuses at first, but when Chavez points a gun at him, he goes without question. Crawford is very careful as he walks toward the truck. After he gets a few inches from it, the barbed wire traps activate, and it wraps around him like some kind of net. The wire goes deep into his flesh. Three Fingers drives away with Crawford hanging from his truck, and while he is getting further, he is lowering Crawford towards the road, peeling his face and body against it. The sheriff's deputy has made it to the woods. She is parked next to a road looking at a map. Suddenly she feels like being watched. At that time, the sheriff comes to the bus, reports the incident, and calls for backup. Chavez and Floyd get into a serious fight. Alex and Nate use that situation to escape. Chavez wins as he beats Floyd so badly that he is all bloody. They leave him there as they head out to find Nate and Alex. After a few moments, Floyd gets up and starts walking. Three Fingers is at his ruined cabin. He comes near one bucket. There is the head of a policeman. Inside of it, he turns it over and tastes it. He loads the box of Molotovs into his truck, and he heads out. Chavez catches up and jumps on Nate to kill him, but Nate tells him that the watchtower is near. He lets him go. They all get shocked when they see that watchtower is burned to the ground. Chavez is ready to kill Nate. He puts a gun to his head. Nate tells him that there is a town nearby and that he can lead him to it. On Nate's luck, the sheriff's German shepherd, Leon, comes out of the woods and bites Chavez. The sheriff shows up and he takes Chavez's guns while Nate takes Brendan's. They tell the sheriff everything that happened. They hear a laughing sound. Three Fingers is on the tree. He drops a spear on the sheriff, impaling him through the mouth and a whole body. Floyd finds the bags of money that Chavez left. He takes the belt off and ties every bag, and he proceeds to carry them. Chavez and the others find that bags are missing. Floyd is trying to climb down some rocks with bags on his back, but he hurts his leg and gives himself off. Chavez hears that and starts running towards him, and when Floyd hears him, he starts throwing the money off a cliff. Chavez is ready to shoot him, but the Three Fingers show up. He throws Molotovs on Floyd, burning him alive. As they go onward, they see the truck of Three Fingers. Chavez takes Alex and he brings her near the truck, saying that he can take her as revenge for the Three Toes murder. Three Fingers throw Molotovs at the ground, and he takes her driving off in his truck. Nate wants to go and save her, but Chavez wants him to guide him to the town. Nate refuses. Chavez is ready to take a shot and kill him when suddenly Brandon knocks him out. He says that he wants to escape to the town and he wishes Nate luck with rescuing Alex. Three Fingers comes back to his shack. He pulls Alex out of his truck and drags her toward his cabin. She manages to take a knife from a billet, and she stabs him in the leg. She gives her best to escape, but he manages to stop her. He ties her up with barbed wire. She is petrified when she sees Deputy Ally naked, wrapped in barbed wire with blood all over her. Three Fingers come to Alex with a pair of scissors, but a helicopter flies over, and he hurls outside. Nate is outside when he hears a noise in the bushes. With his shotgun ready, he carefully scans his surroundings. Something is getting near. To his surprise, it's Leon. Brandon is trying to get away from the helicopter light while he is running through a forest. He gets nasty hit in the head by CHAVEZ, who takes his gun. At a field nearby, CHAVEZ and Three Fingers find each other, and they are ready to fight. CHAVEZ fires one shot at him and finds out that the gun is empty. CHAVEZ goes at him with his bare hands. After an intense fight, he gets a hook in his back, and Three Fingers hangs him on a tree. Then he takes his axe, and he hits CHAVEZ's head a few times, revealing his brain. CHAVEZ is dead with his skull open, and Three Fingers takes a pocket knife, and he starts feasting on his brain. Nate and Leon come to the Three Fingers cabin. They carefully enter inside. Nate is holding his shotgun, tight, ready to fire at anything that moves. As he walks around, he finds an improvised altar with Three Toes' head. Arms and legs are hanging all over the cabin, and the sheriff's body without limbs and head is lying on the table. He sees a flickering light inside one room. He bashes the door, which has a stuck axe in it, and hurls in, finding Alex, who is alive. He unties her, and they head back to the main room. Three Fingers was hiding behind the door. He takes the axe and knocks the shotgun out of Nate's hands. They are fighting when Three Fingers slams Nate into the cabinet. Alex takes a knife and stabs Three Fingers in the shoulder. He throws her on the altar. He is ready to give the finishing blow to Nate when Leon, the best boy, bites his arm, but Three Fingers kills the brave dog and comes back to kill Nate. At that moment, Alex takes stake, where the Three Toes' head was, and stabs Three Fingers in the stomach. He falls dead to the ground, and two of them take his truck to escape. They are alive and well. The terrible night is behind them. They are driving peacefully when out of nowhere, Three Fingers shows up on the road with his hook, and he gets on the truck with it. Nate tries to shake it off, but he starts bashing the roof with the axe. Alex tries to shoot him, but she fails. Nate gets off the road, smashing the truck in the tree. He is unconscious, but smoke awakes him. The truck is burning. A hand grabs his shirt, and to his luck, it's just Brandon. Nate tells him to get Alex first. Brandon manages to get her out of the truck safely. He comes back for Nate, and when he gets him out, Three Fingers appears, attacking them with the axe. Both of them manage to avoid a hit. Three Fingers is trying to get his axe out of the truck. Quick-witted Nate takes a hook from the roof and shows it into Three Fingers' head. He throws him on the burning truck. As the three of them walk the road, the truck explodes. Nate tells Brandon that he can go and that he is a good man who helped them at LOT. Nate and Alex sit on the road as the police come. The screen turns black, but that's not the end. We can see Nate opening the doors of the old truck where they found money. There is more money inside of it. The sound of the arrow echoes, and his white shirt is getting a red stain on it. As his now lifeless body falls, we can see Brendan with a bow standing behind him. He is taking the bags, but someone shows up behind him. It's Three Fingers with an improvised mace which is covered in blood. The screen turns black once again as Brendan screams from the bottom of his lungs.
And that's it for today's movie. If you had a good time watching it, make sure to subscribe to our channel in order to see more interesting movie recaps.